Compton, the pastor at Main Street United Methodist Church, and I'm here today to bring you our weekly Wednesday Word. This is the second summer in a row that our district superintendent, Sarah Calvert, has given the clergy of the district a summer reading list. Books that we might be interested in, books that she's encouraging us to read, what she's asking us, we read at least one of them and then join a reading group to discuss it after we've all read that. And so I thought it might be a good idea to share with the Main Street community some of the books that she's encouraging us to read in case that title, that author, that topic interests you, that you could look it up, but also so that you can know what the pastors here in the Mountain View District are studying, are learning more about, and what we're being exposed to, just to kind of just keep you abreast of what's happening amongst the clergy here in your district. So the first one is The Church We Carry by Will Willimon. The second one is When the Church Stops Working by Andrew Root. The third is How to Know a Person by David Brooks. The next is Cherished Belonging, and it's the healing power of love in divided times, and it's by Gregory Boyle. And then Smart Brevity by Jim Vanderhei. I know some ladies who may appreciate the clergy learning about how to be smart brevity when preparing our messages. And there's two more. One is Why Did Jesus Have to Die by Adam Hamilton. And we looked at that book over Lent. So Main Street community has already looked at that. We had two different groups that studied that during Lent. It is a very good book. The group that we went over it really did stretch your thinking and understanding about what the crucifixion meant and why that had to happen, and different ways of understanding what it means with all of the crucifixion and the resurrection. So I encourage you, if you are not part of that study, it was a good book, and I know the group that was participated enjoyed the discussion. And then there's the last book, and this is the book that I am definitely going to be reading and focusing on, is Calling on Fire, and that is Reclaiming the Method of Methodism. It is written by Ashley Bogan and Chris Heckert. Ashley is the General Secretary of History and Archives of the United Methodist Church. This is her second book, and she is just a real expert on the history of Methodism. She knows her stuff, and it just has really impressed me. I was able to be a part of a webinar that she did back in January, and I'm looking forward to reading that book and learning more about her thoughts on reclaiming our Methodist heritage in 2026. And then I also want to lift up one more book that we're going to do here at Main Street, a different one. It is called Bible Stories for Grown-Ups. It is written by Josh Scott, and there are 6 different lessons in this book. It has 3 stories from the Old Testament and 3 stories from the New Testament, and we're going to look at those stories. They're stories that you probably learned about as a child and trying to look at them now through some adult lenses, or maybe look at them in a different way than you did when you were younger. So we're going to be using this book here at Main Street to learn more about those. We're going to start that series mid-July is when we're going to do it. So we'll go about mid-July through maybe towards the end of August. And I will give you a more certain date shortly. We'll go over the exact dates for all of that. My intention is to do a morning and an evening class for that, so you can do either one of those, be a part of those discussions. Again, both would be in person or online, whichever you might want to do with that. So if you're interested in this topic or this idea, you can let me know or let the church office know, and we'll make sure to get those books for you so that if you want to participate in it, you can. Or if you can't do the study itself but just want to read the book, you can also do that. And I want to lift up two more things that we are working towards that we've started on. One is our community meals. We've done 2 of them thus far, and I'm excited to continue to see how these can move forward and how we can continue to publicize them and get word out about them so that they can grow and can truly be a blessing to the community. So our next community meal is planned for June 24th. We're looking right now to do these on the 4th Wednesday of each month. That's June 24th. So put that on your calendar so you can help maybe to provide or prepare or set up for that meal. But if nothing else, come and enjoy that meal with the Main Street community and the Bedford community. And do that, and know that immediately after the meal will be from 5 till 6:30, and then immediately after that meal, we are going to have another class. We've had 2 classes with each of those meals. This was going to be a class. Our very own Rosalind Reynolds is going to be leading a group in preparing a patriotic wreath that you can put on your door at home. So this is going to be a craft session. If you have any patriotic items of your own that you might want to incorporate into a wreath, things that you had at home that you weren't sure what to do with, how to do with, you can bring those for yourselves. Otherwise, we'll have the craft materials that you can use, and you'll be learning and putting together your own patriotic wreath to celebrate our 250th anniversary this year. So I wanted to lift that up. And to let you know, in that regard, we are working towards a special service on July 5th, just to celebrate not only the history of our country, but the history of Main Street, the history of Methodism here in Virginia and here in Bedford. So we're working on those details. I'm hoping that all of those details will be finalized so that next week, maybe even Sunday, but probably not by Sunday, we'll have down exactly what we're going to do and how we are going to celebrate on July 5th. It does promise to be a special worship celebration that Sunday morning. So just know we are working towards that, and hopefully in the not too distant future, we'll be able to share what's going to happen so you can be involved and ready to participate in that celebration. And the other thing that we are gearing up working on right now is we're going to be working through a lot of logistics and details throughout the summer. Is we've got a group here at Main Street that is wanting to organize Bedford's own walk to end Alzheimer's. And so we've been meeting a few times. We have officially signed up with the Alzheimer's Association to create our own walk, and we are looking to have that walk on October 17th. That's the 3rd Saturday in October is what we're looking towards. So put that date on your calendar if you would like to participate. We are working towards details on that, the logistics of what it would take, how we need to set it up, how we publicize, all of that kinds of jazz, what exactly we want to do in regards to that walk, the route, the before and afters around that walk, the fundraising efforts that are going to go with that. So if you would like to be a part of that and you haven't participated in our previous 2 meetings, let the church office know and we can include you in our next gathering. But I'm excited to see how that comes out and working towards it. So by October 17th, we have our teams together, we have our group together, and we can do a really powerful fundraising event for Alzheimer's here in Bedford. And I'm excited about that work. So friends, I hope you are enjoying this first week in June, that you have some wonderful plans this summer to enjoy God's creation, to get out in the world, to be with family or friends this summer. And part of that is to worship here with your Main Street family as we celebrate these summer months and all the blessings that they offer us. So I look forward to worshiping with you again in person at 10:30 this Sunday, or worshiping with you online. God bless.